Hello, well, my name's Fox Knight, so digging M Fox. I was planning to upload this tomorrow, assuming that I upload this the 7th. I was planning to upload this tomorrow, if only because I didn't think I'd have enough time right now, because I only have about, let's say, an hour. I think I have about an hour until I have to start getting ready to go to work. But, so, I thought I would do this tomorrow, but I started watching Markiplier's, what is it, Get Some Rest video, and like he said, like he does it like really sporadic, that he usually doesn't have enough time and stuff, and I'm like, fudge, I can't use this as an excuse. I should still make videos, I should still make them coming out good, but anyways, this is Wander Over Yonder, Search for Captain Tim, / the Heebie-Jeebies. Which one, the Search for Captain Tim, is the thing that was alluded to in the, what is it? In the Time Orbital one episode? The episode where they went through all the past episodes, or some past episodes went a little bit further into the past, and then also went a little bit into the future at one point, and where they found, Hater and another person stuck on a acid web as a giant Captain Tim was coming to kill them. Which I think it looked a little different in that episode, but I'm not sure. Also, I wonder if you watch that episode, if you watch this episode again, if you can see that Wander and Sylvia. You probably can't, because, but anyways, I'll get to, but then, you probably can't because this is not the same Wander Over Yonder. Technically, that was the one who went to the future and stuff, so probably not. But it would be cool if you could. That'd be a cool little Easter egg, like somewhere down there you see the Wander and Sylvia like in a small bubble and they just like disappear. But, basically, in that episode, Captain Tim, you show Hater coming back from a lot of missions where either Wander or Dominate. Wander at first, when Wander destroyed the vault at all of the stuff he's stolen all over the galaxy. You start on that episode where he walks in going, Captain Tim, the worst day ever. And then Captain Tim tries to eat him. He's like, oh, Captain Tim, I love you too. And basically that goes on to where every time Dominator either beats Hater or destroys his heart, just explodes his heart and stuff like that. And it goes all the way, and it's like, gosh dang Dominator destroy this, god dang Dominator destroy that, god dang Dominator destroy that, and the last one, gosh dang it, I asked for taquitos in lunch, but the watchdogs made tacos. Captain Tim? Where are you, Tim? Tim? And basically goes around trying to find Captain Tim around his base. Can't find him. He goes to the watchdogs. The watchdogs are celebrating because Captain Tim tried to eat them. So, with all the powers vested in Dominator, Hater, vested in Hater, he makes posted flyers and posts them all around this one station until this one chick finds him and says, you know arachnoids? Oh, the arachnoids are the most the evilest killers ever. And she also has like a sword or like a knife made from one of arachnoids, or what Captain Tim is, like claw, which I thought was cool. I always like weapons made of like bones and stuff like that. I just always thought it looked kind of cool, like Tetsugaya in Inuyasha. To let me think. There's a couple of them that I like. Actually, again, in Inuyasha, like how the demon hunters' weapons were made from demon bones. It's just kind of cool. It has like a primal thing to it. Actually, I have. Where are you? There you are. Wolfang. But tacos. Oh, that's actually funny. Kind of not really. But basically, this person has been searching for the arachnoids to try to kill them, and she apparently knows a lot, which also I think I didn't know it was a she until she said that she was, and I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't know. It could go either way. But when you see her at one point, she has a chest at one point. Like, you see her turn. But, so Hater joins this Hunter, even though he doesn't know that or doesn't think that she's gonna try to kill Captain Tim. And they try to outdo each other's battle scars. And one's where she's like, when she first tries to check Dominator for any DNA from Captain Tim to track him down, and she goes over his arm, and it's like an X-ray thing. He's like, is this arm mechanical? Which I thought was kind of a cool continuity thing. Like, check his arm. Oh, there's robot parts in the arm because it's a robot arm. That's pretty dang funny. And he's like, yeah, that was a whole thing. And then Hater brings out like this little like chew toy that's goofy. He's like, if you want to find DNA, it's on this. And the girl's like, hey, that's it. And it's shaped like Wander, which I thought was funny. And Hater's like, hey, that's Captain Tim's favorite BB squeaky. And he's like, like the girl's like, the arachnoids don't have favorite BB squeakies. Oh, her name's Ripoff, if I remember correctly. Ripoff. So they track Captain Tim to this one planet, which is the arachnoids' home planet, which looks like a xenomorph egg if it melted. Also, there was actually a cool scene where when Captain Tim was biting on Hater, there's one where Hater's like, Captain Tim, and then you see like, Captain Tim goes through him. It's funny. The Ripoff explains that arachnoids, I guess every 100 or something years, the queen arachnoid sends out a message out to all male arachnoids for them to come to the home planet, so that way they can battle in like a battle royale, and then the strongest who wins will become the king, and then they'll mate and then make more arachnoid babies. And Captain Tim gets the crap kicked out of him. And also when they first land on this planet, the arachnoids all start coming at them, and Hater stupidly opens the door, and like you just see all the arachnoids on this is like a giant fuzzball with teeth all over it, and Hater goes, sit. But of course they get out. Hater tries to have like a loving moment with Captain Tim. He's like, Captain Tim, but every time it goes, Hater's just. And then when it's freaking Captain Tim, it tries to kill him. Ripoff. Oh, so I forgot to mention when the Ripoff and Hater were showing each other scars. Ripoff had like an arm that was like almost chewed off to the point to where like there really shouldn't be nothing holding that arm on. To where he has a hook for a leg, bite mark, some kind of like a metal neck brace, and then Hater has chews here, acid holes here, and his leg was bitten up because he used it for fetch. But also, it was like, love bites, acid kisses, fetch bone. But basically what happens next... Also, I forgot to mention, when Hater was looking around the ship for Captain Tim, he runs into... He's like, Captain Tim! Captain Tim! And the captain, Captain Tim! Make out he knows! Captain Tim! And then, he goes to the locker, and then he says, Captain Tim! And a watchdog comes like, hi, I'm Watchdog Tim, the lovable I'm Tim, the lovable watchdog. He's like, no, I'm looking for Captain Tim. I'm a captain now? Go away! No, you're the wrong Tim, you're always the wrong Tim. Anyways, back on the planet, they almost get killed. And they almost get killed because they get stuck on the web that Wander sees in the past episode, which they saw in the future. And Hater's like, Ripoff's like, great, now we're gonna die because the Queen's coming. And Hater's like, no, Captain Tim's gonna help me. And then explosion happens, and Hater's like, Captain Tim! And it's Peepers. And then Peepers gets grabbed, gets thrown onto the web, and then another explosion happens, and Hater goes, Captain Tim! It's Wander, like, hi, Wander! Hi, Hater! I saw you, I saw this this lost poster of Captain Tim, I thought I'd come out, gets thrown onto the web by the Queen, and then another explosion happens, and it's, Captain Tim! Sylvia, Wander, I saw this lost poster, I knew you'd try to help Hater. gets thrown on the web, and then another one, Captain Tim, no, Watchdog Tim, gets thrown onto the thing. But also, he gets grabbed by the eye by this, I'm guessing, acid web. So, ow, but gets pulled up there. And as soon as they're about to die, you see all the other arachnoids falling as Captain Tim stands victorious, and it looks like he's coming down to fight the queen, and he's like, see, Ripoff, Captain Tim's gonna save us! And Ripoff, of course, goes, no, you idiot, you're gonna mate now. And you see, like, Captain Tim kissing the queen, which also has, like, the giant crest, like an alien queen. They're kissing whatever, xenomorph queen, and then they're kissing whatever, and then Captain Tim throws acid on the queen, basically, I think, kills her. Throws acid and melts the webbing till everyone who was stuck on the web falls. Captain Tim goes up, starts biting on Hater lovingly, I guess, and then also starts getting a little chummy with Ripoff until it tries to shove its tongue down Ripoff's throat like a face hugger would. And then Hater's like, oh, Captain Tim, baby steps, and then that's the end of that episode. Then the next episode is freaking what is it? The next episode is Hater. The next episode is Wander and Sylvia going through a creepy forest, the Heebie-Jeebies, and though this is one I'll probably explain a lot quicker, this one is like the creepiest. Well, again, this one was supposed to be creepy. Basically, Wander has some bad feelings about going to this forest. They go into this forest, and he starts hearing cracking, like the things cracking below them. They hear what is it? Cracking, like the twigs cracking, the trees rustling, the limbs of trees going, oh. And Sylvia points all these out. Then there's a yelling, screaming. Wander's like Sylvester in that one episode of Looney Tunes where he gets scared and he's like clinging to the top of the ceiling, and like every other cat cartoon technically. And he's like, that's just a screaming barn owl. The owl's on it like, ah! I thought that was funny. Also, what was it? That was pretty funny. And also, I love Wander. Another reason why I think I love Wander so much is, well, also because I think I said it before, he reminds me so much of classic cartoons. To the point to where, like, Sylvia's trying to walk into the forest. Like, they're at the edge, they're walking into the forest, and Wander's holding onto her neck. And Wander's floating in midair, basically, holding onto Sylvia's neck, keeping it in place. And Sylvia's like, stop that! And she goes back like, Wander, come on. I thought that was pretty funny. Or like the scared cat on the ceiling type shtick. It's old-fashioned cartoon stuff, but I love it. But also, it turns out there is something to be scared of in the woods, because he starts slowly seeing this smile and hearing a creepy, music or sound that sounds like an old, like a, what is it called? Like a circus, you know, you're something like that. You just hear that, and I'm pretty sure people who are scared of clowns will be absolutely terrified of this episode. Because I honestly was watching it, I'm like, holy fudge, I'm creeped out, and I love clowns. Well, I don't know if you can, no, you probably can't, it's not as clear. Right over there, there's a whole bunch of D. Gray Man, all about a clown. If you know what I mean, go watch D. Gray Man. Go read D. Gray Man, don't watch it. The anime is not as good as the manga. At least for me. But, it gets a little repetitive. But, yeah, so, basically, the episode, he's getting scared, and, like, at one point, Sylvia even says, don't worry, Wander, as long as you're with me, you'll be fine. And Wander's like, great, Syl. Then he wakes up, and Sylvia's out there, like, ah! And then, oh, I forgot one of the best jokes out of this episode, I don't know why it's messing up, was when they're outside the forest, and Wander's like, what if there's a Frankenstein monster in there? And Sylvia goes, Wander, there's no Frankenstein monster in there. And then a Frankenstein monster running out there screaming, ah! and jumps off a mountain. I'm like, what the fuck? That is the most... I want to know his story. Why is there a Frankenstein monster in this forest? Oh, jeez. But then Wander has a joke like of Inception where he wakes up. Sylvia's out, like, ah! Another dream where he sees like everyone that he saved, almost not everyone, but some of the people he saved, smiling that creepy smile. He's like, ah! He wakes up. He's like, oh. Looks down, sees Sylvia smiling like the mime or whatever, and he's like, ah! Then he sees himself leaping behind him. He's like, ah! Then he sees the Frankenstein. He's like, ah! Then he wakes up alone. He's like, okay. And then you see the faces pop up everywhere. He's like, I'm asleep. I'm asleep. No. He wakes up outside of the forest with Sylvia. No, then he wakes up outside. He wakes up outside with Sylvia, and he's like, Wander's like, Sylvia, what happened? And so he goes, we walked out of there. I got the superpower thing. We're gonna go fight Dominator now. We're gonna stop Dominator. I was like, oh, really? And so he's like, yeah. And Wander's like, oh, don't tell me this is a dream. Wakes up, it's a dream. He's like, and now he's alone. He sees the faces coming. He's like, ah! Slaps himself, trying to wake himself up. Doesn't help well. He runs away. Sylvia comes back saying, Wander, where'd you go? I was just getting firewood. And then she starts seeing the faces. They run all throughout the place, getting chased by this thing. And then like they're brought to the center of this forest. And you see dun, 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 dun. And they also look kind of like holograms, like old-fashioned type style, like film, whatever kind of hologram-looking things. I don't know. But like you see like the gradients or whatever I think it is. But like, you see them slowly getting closer, and so you go, and they're like, "Crap, we gotta get out of here." They use orbital juice, try to fly away, but the trees pop the bubble, so they can't escape. The mine keep getting closer, and then Sylvia goes, what was it? Sylvia goes, stop it! And then they all freeze. And she's like, oh Lord, that's even creepier. Well, not oh Lord, but she's like, oh my gosh, that's even creepier. But then when they start getting closer again, Sylvia says, don't worry, Wander, I'll protect you. And then one of them pops and Wander goes, no, Sylvia, I'll protect you. And then it starts popping, they all start popping all together every time they do that. And then Wander even starts doing it, like, he runs off screen. He's like, wait, I get it. He runs off screen. Sylvia gets scared. He's like, Wander! They start coming back, and then Sylvia goes, hi, Sylvia! And they appear again. He leaves, comes back, leaves, they come back as Wander. Sylvia keeps getting scared. She's like, stop that! And Wander gets on Sylvia's back, and they leave. And it turns out the greatest thing, also the whole point of this was so that they could find something that could defeat Dominator, a great power to defeat Dominator. And it turns out to defeat Dominator is the power of to face your fears, basically. And you'll be able to defeat any enemy, I guess. I think it was supposed to be, it is the message. That is the message. It was alright. This is kind of like the episode of, this kind of reminded me a little bit of the episode of the Party Poopers, where it's kind of like, they're trying to find a way to defeat Dominator, trying to go somewhere to defeat Dominator, and it turns out the greatest thing is something they could easily get to, which is what is it? The first Party Poopers one was not underestimate. It was be aware of what your surroundings are, and I guess don't try to hide when something's funny. I don't know. I totally forgot what that one was. This one is don't be scared of face your fears, basically. And pretty good lesson. Though again, these episodes these episodes are pretty good, though I still do want to see a little bit more about Dominator, or see more of Wander and Sylvia kind of going through like the different planets, like it being destroyed, them being all destroyed and whatever. I kind of want to see that a little bit more, them trying to help some of them out. These are fine, and I guess the last episode kind of shows a little bit more of Dominator. But yeah, this one I kind of wanted to see a little bit more of Wander and Sylvia going through the destroyed planets, trying to help some people through there, and possibly learning a lesson through that way. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I want to know what the heck was making those creepy mime things. They also kind of reminded me a lot of those guys with like the box. They're like when Wander was going like, "What's in the box?" It kind of reminded me of that episode a little bit too. Like They kind of remind me of those guys in the long trench coats. Like that always. That's what that mime looked like. I don't know, but pretty good episode. Wanting to see what's gonna happen next. Remember to sign the petition in the description below for Save Wander over Yonder. Fun episode. Definitely want to see more. Send a message to Disney if you can. Tell them not to cancel Wander over Yonder because I want to see a third season. I want to see what's gonna happen after all this. But either way. Thank you everyone so much for watching. If you want to share more videos that I've done, please hit the link description below. Please share out all my other videos. And we will see you in the Twilight Zone. No, we will. See you later. It's a pen.